Good evening, brothers, sisters, and gender norm resistors. It's time once again to get into the Pirates of the Geek Vortex with me, your host, Ollamh. And if you haven't noticed or seen or somehow you have missed the cue, it is going to be a Q&A day. Question and answers. So let's go ahead and bring in Caden, who's already in the chat, in the voice chat here. All right, there we go.
My question is, why am I here?
That's a good question. I don't really. I mean, that's kind of up to you. that's kind of a question for you to answer, isn't it?
I don't know. I was never good at these existential crisis things.
Okay, there we go.
Just gonna go ahead and mute the YouTube.
Probably a good idea. We don't need any feedback.
No. So how have you been?
I have been a whole lot better than last week, that's for damn sure. Not that takes a whole lot. Like, oh my god. By Friday, I had, it was just, yeah. I hadn't realized I was pretty much subsisting on coffee, breakfast, and naps for pretty much all week.
Generally not a good diet. No,
it does not do well. Especially after, like, 6 days of that. It's like, oh hey, yep, your body's just kind of like, nope, we're not doing anything. So yeah, I don't know how many questions we'll have. I don't know. I have no idea.
I was gonna ask what these questions are.
Well, that depends on who's here and who has questions for us.
Oh, this is true. I already have 2 on my phone on this end, but I don't know if they have any questions for us.
Oh, surely somebody's got some questions for us.
Probably nothing appropriate.
When have we ever done anything appropriately?
This is true. I suppose it depends on if Shelby and or Argos want to be on the stream.
Well, they can always just, hit us up in the chat with questions and stuff.
Yeah. They know I'm sitting here trying to write.
Trying to write?
Well, okay, technically I'm transcribing because I've already written, I'm just typing it.
Ah.
Yes, it's the real Geek Vortex part. I've been working on a novel.
And hello there, Warhound and Slime Boys. They're in the Discord's live stream chat. Oh, that's gonna be a dangerous drink for the week.
Oh.
Key lime seltzer water with coconut rum. It's delicious and goes down very smoothly.
I'm just happy I can be here.
Well, it's happy that you're able to be here as well. So Sin says he'll be here in like 40, all angry and fired up. Apparently he's going back in time to when he was 40.
I mean, angry and fired up is nothing new, so...
Yeah, that's pretty much par for the course, isn't it? So yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for Monday, because Monday is when they are releasing. Is the release day of the Return to Monkey Island, the first new Monkey Island game we've had in ages.
I don't think I played past Return. Wait, no. Back when I was a kid, I did play a little of whatever was most recent back then, and I think it was the first game that had voice acting, because that was this big selling point.
Oh, that would have been Curse of Monkey Island.
Yeah, but I never got past anything, because I was like, I don't even know how old I was, but I was still a kid back then, and I had never played a Monkey Island, so I didn't know how any of the puzzles worked.
Oh yeah, that would be that would be a bit difficult because their puzzles and their games are a little they're a little special. That was the one. That was the one that had the puzzle that just pissed so many people off. Because there's like this valve that you're supposed to close to turn off a water fountain.
Yeah.
And people didn't quite make the connection in their heads that, okay, well, you need a pipe wrench, which is also called a monkey wrench. You have a monkey in your inventory. And Monkey Island logic, it's like, oh hey, okay, so monkey wrench, well, you have a literal monkey.
So via text, as Shelby says she is not comfortable having her voice heard right now, Shelby wants to know if we have seen and liked Black Widow.
I have not. I haven't really seen Black Widow. That movie that movie's timing, I think, did it more harm than anything else.
Shelby would kick my ass if I say I haven't seen it, because I literally went on a date with her to go see it.
So Sin says that he liked it.
It wasn't bad. I mean, I don't like what they did with Taskmaster, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, Taskmaster was a bit of a weird thing.
I mean, it's not so much that it wasn't what they did with the character, like the reveal. It was just they didn't utilize Taskmaster.
Yeah, it's having it basically the Stark Tech type of, you know, predictive stuff and analyzing and everything. It's like that was I don't know. It felt like they were trying something new with the character that just really took away from the character itself.
I mean, that's my big complaint with almost all superhero movies, but in more recent year, definitely getting more with Marvel, is that you have these characters and you want to put them in your movie, but you don't utilize them.
Yeah.
Like, you're just doing it for fan service at this point.
Yeah. And that's kind of one of the complaints with She-Hulk, especially the more recent episodes with, like, the Wrecking Crew being kind of just, you know, completely ineffective. It's like, yeah, they don't have their powers yet. They're kind of, you know, the Wrecking Crew didn't just start off with they weren't just starting off super powered. It's like they got their powers from actually from I think it was from Asgard. One of them got an enchantment on his crowbar, I think it was, and then something weird happened and it spread to the rest of the Wrecking Crew, so everybody had, you know, superpowers and superpowered weaponry. I think you're right, Sin. I think it was from Loki.
Seems like a Loki move.
I think the guy who originally got enchanted was like mistaken for Loki. Like, Loki was supposed to be getting this enchantment from somebody, and they mistook this person for Loki in disguise, and but yeah, they're kind of. I mean, I think more than anything else, She-Hulk, it just feels like Marvel trolling the diehard naysayers at this point. But yeah, I mean, the problem I have with Black Widow in general is you've already killed off the character. Now you're kind of going into the character's origin story. It's like, that's a bit late.
And then you're setting up a character that you barely use.
Yeah. Which, I mean, now to be fair, I think that they set that up specifically for the Thunderbolts.
Most likely.
It was after they introduced John Walker as, you know, officially becoming the U.S. agent. It was like, okay, so we need more people for this, so let's start bringing them in. I still want to know how the hell they're gonna get Bucky Barnes. How the hell are they going to get the Winter Soldier on a team with the U.S. agent and have it, you know, and have him not just be like completely going off and just trying to get John Walker killed every single time, every single minute.
I mean, as far as the MCU's version of Bucky goes, they'll probably rely on the fact that before he was brainwashed, he's still somewhat a loyal soldier, so he's probably just going to be following orders. That or Sam's going to have leverage on him.
I don't know. That's what some people have been saying. It's like, but if I remember right, they, you know, neither Sam nor Bucky were in any way fans of John Walker. Just because, you know, not just because, oh well, he took up the shield when it was supposed to be retired, but it's like, he's the one. He literally killed somebody with the shield. It's like that was the point where they're like, nope, fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I mean, Sam Wilson's gonna hate him just because it's like, well, okay, you totally wrecked my original set of wings, bitch.
It's the one thing I hate about what I'm writing right now is that I'm doing medieval fantasy, and I'm trying so fucking hard not to fall into the parlance and cadence we used in G-Land.
Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do, how they do it with, how they do things with the Thunderbolts. I mean, at least it looks like they are not going with they're not trying to bring in some version of the Red Hulk, which, I mean, that would be tricky to do. Just because it's like, you know, with William Hurt's passing, it's like, yeah, you're kind of stuck as far as that goes. It's like it's not going to be easy to get him in.
Yeah. I'm wondering how many versions of Hulk they're going to actually try to commit to.
That was part of my pre-release predictions. Was it's going to be, you know, I have no doubts that they're going to bring it, that they're going to really establish the leader in. I think they're really going to establish the leader in She-Hulk, because the leader is supposed to be one of the major bad guys in Captain America: New World Order.
Yeah. And, I mean, technically we've already done somewhat of Planet Hulk, I guess? I mean, we did Gladiator Hulk already. I don't know if they'd ever want to try and commit to World Breaker Hulk.
The World War Hulk, I don't see them doing World War Hulk. Just because it's like, people are saying, oh, it'll be like, a movie or two after the Fantastic Four. They're going to do a Hulk movie. They should do a Hulk movie, and it's going to be should be World War Hulk. It's like, you do realize that, like, the Thing dies in World War Hulk. And Reed Richards gets severely hurt in World War Hulk. It's like, Hulk goes, this is an apocalyptic level event. This is like this is like Endgame, Infinity War and Endgame type territory here. It's like, it's not something that's going to be done lightly or easily. Okay.
Sorry, I'm still reading Shelby's ranting in text. I keep forgetting that if you mention Steve Rogers, she goes on to like full-on defensive mode.
So Gamer says he's gonna be late. He's playing Tribes of Midgard with Slime Boy at the moment. No problem. That's understandable. But yeah, it's what I think they're probably gonna wind up doing with an actual Hulk movie is, so right now Hulk is off-world in She-Hulk. He left on the Sakaran ship, most likely to go back to Sakaar. Willing to bet it's probably because he's going back because he finds out he has a son, Scar, and Scar's way too much for the Sakarans to handle. So they're calling in Hulk. They're calling in as Scar's father, saying, "Hey, come take care of your kid. He's wrecking our planet." And I think what they should do if they really want to get people on their side, what they should do with the next Hulk movie, which they're not even gonna announce it until next year. Until after the Universal deal, Universal's distribution rights are lapsed. But what they should do is they should say, okay, so Hulk goes back to Sakaar, and it's kind of like Black Widow actually. They kind of do it as, okay, so he has, Smart Hulk, Banner has no idea what happened in those 2 years. And they kind of like, okay, so here's what happened in those 2 years. Now that we can make a Hulk-led movie, let's actually show what happens between him landing and Thor showing up. And if they do it right, they'll show him defeating the previous champion, which should be Beta Ray Bill. If they really want to go for that audience appeal, if they really want to get the people on their side as far as they know what the hell they're doing with Hulk, they got to bring in Beta Ray Bill at that point.
Yeah, especially since they already brought in Stormbreaker.
Well, they had Beta Ray Bill's face in the Tower of Champions that they have all the carvings of the past champions. They had Beta Ray Bill's face carved there, so it's like he is technically in already. They just need to actually show him. And if they, like I said, if they do like a flashback type of thing like they did with Black Widow, that would be the perfect time to say, hey, he is a thing. He lost, but he wasn't killed, so he's still out there. I don't know what they're going to do with Stormbreaker, though. That's because right now it is in use, not by Thor, but it is still in use.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. You've brought in Stormbreaker, you've alluded to Beta Ray, so are you actually going to give Beta Ray his weapon?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, because like I said, it's with Well, with who's using it right now, with the person who's using it right now, doesn't really need that weapon.
Yeah.
So it could be kind of like, it could be kind of used the way Mjolnir was, kind of as training wheels until the person who's using it is confident enough in their own personal powers that they're like, okay, I don't need this weapon. I'm trying to avoid spoilers for Love and Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we've never really worried about spoilers before. It's like anybody who comes in here, it's like, hey, we will talk about stuff. We will probably do spoilers and stuff like that.
Yeah, but Love and Thunder's still recent enough that I'd worry about it.
Now, I will say one thing, it's not terribly spoilery, but one thing I did really love about Thor Love and Thunder is they really paid attention to the details. So at one point, you know, Thor's using a thunderbolt and, you know, grants a bunch of kids for a limited time the power of Thor, and all of a sudden they have access to the same powers of that thunderbolt because he's wielding it. But if you look really closely, at one point when he drops Thunderbolt, all of a sudden you flash to a long shot where the kids are fighting and stuff, and all of a sudden nobody has access to that power. All of those kids no longer have that power until Thor picks it back up, and then all of a sudden they've got those powers, that power set again. That's one of those little things that a lot of people overlook, but it's like, no, that is an amazing attention to detail there. Because it's like they have the same powers as Thor, but if Thor loses that particular specialized weapon, they don't have access to it.
Well, yeah, because the enchantment was specifically through that weapon. But also, that was one of the only jokes that kind of worked in Love and Thunder for me, was him adding that for a limited time only.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I mean, there were a few jokes in there that it was like, I mean, I appreciated. Oh my god, I loved the introduction of Gore and him being chosen by the Necrosword.
Okay, that was amazing. And of course, I smiled when Thor acquires said Thunderbolts and how he does it.
I love the fact that the winner of the god that had the most human sacrifice to them was Satan. It was so random and so like kind of like, we're not going to really focus on it, but you can very clearly hear him say it. It's like, wait, so Satan is welcome in the citadel of the gods?
Which also means, you know, is it Satan?
It is.
I love following all the comics with the different incarnations and crossovers, and you're like, all right, which version are we talking about?
No, this is Satan, not Mephisto.
Yeah. That's kind of one thing I do like about DC, is that it's at least consistent with the fact that almost all incarnations of somebody are the same person, it's just different names.
Well, I mean, even before that, they alluded to the fact that Jesus was in the citadel of the gods as well, which means Jesus and Satan are sitting in the same room, just being like cool with each other.
Oh, well, not just that. Remember, they strongly hinted that the pantheons have to sit together, so that means Jesus and Satan are sitting side by side.
Yeah. Which means they're cool with one another. They're just like, yep, okay, hey, we're all
now,
right.
Here's the big question: do they have 4 seats at that pantheon, or just 2?
That's a very good question.
Ah, dogma.
I do love the fact that they with She-Hulk in particular, they were like, everybody thought, oh, hey, this is Johnny Blaze. This is Johnny Blaze. No, it's not Johnny Blaze. It's Donnie Blaze. It was literally a guy who treated the Sorcerer School at Comertage as a normal frat university.
I mean, at least it wasn't Danny Ketch. One of the subplots I hated in Love and Thunder, honestly, actually the subplot I hated in Love and Thunder was the Stormbreaker Mjolnir plot. That got old.
Yeah, that was an interesting choice.
By interesting, we mean made by a messed up monkey with a dartboard.
Well, I mean, it is a Taika Waititi movie, so I mean, you have to expect just weirdness. Don't get me wrong, the guy does a great job, but man, he comes up with weird shit.
Well, also, as far as I'm aware, as far as I can recall, this is the first time either weapon has showed sentience. Not like the limited version of like, oh, it can choose, or the enchantment of who's worthy.
Yeah.
But flat out, I can move and make decisions on my own sentience.
Yes. That was I mean, it was kind of, I kind of expected it. Not to the extent that they did it, though. It was like,
I mean, it's not entirely out of left field. And it made for a cool theory. Like, okay, cool, we've got, Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, they're sentient, they can understand people, they can understand each other, they have feelings. But why'd you waste it on that plot?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you could have made it a lot. You could have done it in a completely different way and done it in a much cooler way. It's like, why like that?
Also, I mean, didn't they heavily imply when they were making Stormbreaker that because Thor chose to hold open the focus and everything, that Stormbreaker would more or less be part Thor?
I don't. That was such a. I don't know. It
was just so vague. But I could have.
They never really explained that very well.
Yeah, I could have sworn there was like a line where they were saying something like he's putting his essence into it, so it's forever bound to him or some shit. And I was like, so that means that it would share Thor's emotions and thoughts. So why would it have any differing thoughts about Jane or anybody?
Yeah. Well, I don't think it wasn't so much, jealous of Jane. It was, it was very much just, it was like, oh, your old weapon is here.
Oh, I know. I was just trying to be vague again.
Nah.
But fuck it, that's such a shit subplot. Why? Why is the axe jealous of the hammer?
Yeah, that was one of those. I mean, it was a cute idea up to a point, like, like when Thor's basically talking to the hammer and just being like, boom, and proves that he's still worthy. And it's like, okay, cool, just checking. Hands it back to Jane, and then Stormbreaker comes along. And it's like, oh, hey, yeah. Right? That's the point to stop with the joke, because it's like going, everything beyond that point was just like it was. it was like
No
your
pun intended,
focus.
hammering it into the ground.
Yeah, it's like there is so much more going on that it's like the pettiness and stuff like that was just way too much.
I mean, like I said, I don't mind suddenly having a curveball out of left field of, oh, hey, guess what? The weapons are sentient. But as far as the MCU goes, Mjolnir is still not explained fully, so who exactly is it supposed to be mind melded with?
Yeah, it's like, well, I guess you could go out on the theory and say that when Odin put his Gaius on it and said, you will only have, you will choose, whoever wields this weapon, if they be worthy, will have the power of Thor. That kind of gave sentience to Mjolnir, because now Mjolnir has to judge somebody, so that kind of requires a certain level of sentience.
May I assume we're talking about the most recent release?
Yeah.
And we are already saying spoiler warnings, warning.
No,
I
we
have
said
seen it.
spoiler warnings for big plot points,
Okay.
but for the Mjolnir and Stormbreaker are trying to be the ex-girlfriends, we just said, fuck it, spoil that.
Yeah.
Okay, there is one point, it's not a major one, but Thor does tell Mjolnir at one point in the flashback to watch over her.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but what we're saying is, it's one thing for them to just suddenly say that the weapons are sentient, but why waste it on a subplot of them being jealous of each other if A, Stormbreaker is supposed to be, like, imbued with Thor's emotions and whatever, so he should be a puppy dog for Mjolnir and Jane.
Well, now see, that's an interesting point, though. Is it that that Stormbreaker is a mirror, is linked with, or that Stormbreaker has those emotions, has the emotions of Thor, but isn't tied to Thor's current emotional state?
Or is he just subconsciously guilting himself?
No, I think it's Stormbreaker was imbued with Thor's emotions. And if you look back at the way Thor has acted for most of the MCU, most of his time in the MCU, he is extremely jealous. Like when Captain America almost picked up Mjolnir, when he moved it, Thor was like, that's not good. No.
Now, he is happy for him later in Endgame, but
yes, but he's also did a lot of growing in Endgame. He did. But he went through a massive arc.
He did. But there's one other thing that happened at that point. Right after he says, "I knew it," there's a brief point where Captain America accidentally winds up with Stormbringer, and Thor says, "Here, trade. You get the little one."
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Mjolnir remembers that.
But yeah, that was yeah. I mean, it's kind of like I said though. It's kind of like the idea that, okay, so yeah, Stormbreaker has Thor's emotions, so Thor. Like I said, Thor for well, even at the point where Stormbreaker was created, he was still very much a jealous person. He was competing with Peter, with Star-Lord right before, basically right before the hammer, the axe was created. So it's kind of like, yeah, he was still very much a jealous person. And taking that into account, that would explain why Stormbreaker would be would be would have jealous emotions.
There is technically also, like I was saying, the reverse theory, which is sure, Stormbreaker has the emotions and thoughts of Thor, but it would be subconsciously driven, so maybe it's just Thor calling himself an asshole.
Well,
because like we said, after the just checking I'm still worthy joke, it should have been dropped, so
yeah.
Everything past that was Stormbreaker being like, really? You already know you're still worthy. Drop it.
Well, I mean, and I could see Thor basically kind of looking at Mjolnir in particular, saying, "Yeah, I'm kind of an asshole for what I did." Because, I mean, if he had called Mjolnir, it would have reassembled. You know, by the fact that Jane was able to pick it up and reassemble it, that's telling him that, hey, if you had called to the hammer, it would have reassembled and answered the call. So I could see Thor thinking to himself that, wow, I was horrible to Mjolnir. I thought it was gone when it wasn't. All I had to do was call it. I never tried that. Oh.
Yeah, also, what happened to Mjolnir number 2?
It got returned.
Yeah, it was returned when Steve returned
Good,
all the.
Because that would have made things so much worse.
Yeah, no, it was one of those. It was kind of along the same lines as the Infinity Stones. It had to be returned in order to prevent other realities from becoming basically going off the rails and becoming hell. Because Mjolnir was, you know, it was very much necessary for a lot of the MCU stuff to still happen.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was funny, all the people that were analyzing the trailers and stuff like that for when they were releasing like the metric shit ton of material for Thor: Love and Thunder. It's like, I kept pointing out to some of the people that I watch as far as breaking down the trailers and stuff. It's like the first few times that they covered the trailers and stuff, they're like, nobody brought up the fact that it's like, Mjolnir is more powerful broken. Come on, guys, can we acknowledge this fact?
To use gaming parlance, broken Mjolnir is, well, broken.
Well, no, broken Mjolnir's more powerful because all of a sudden it's not just one hammer flying at somebody, it's a lot of bits of the hammer flying at somebody.
Yes, I was implying that it is in fact a game breaker now.
Yeah, broken powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, trust an astrophysicist to take the hammer and say, "I see stars," literally through you.
Honestly, is it bad that I wanted the other one to end up with Mjolnir just for a moment? Just so she could yell Mew Mew and have it be cute?
Oh. We all like her, but we have to be careful that she doesn't become the next Madison.
This is true.
Although I like her infinitely more than Madison, and I feel like an idiot because I can't remember her name. Kat Dennings' character. I remember the actress, I can't remember the character. It's usually the other way around. Because I never see a picture of the character with the character underneath. I see the actress's name under the picture. I'm like, what the hell?
Let's find out.
I was gonna say, we do have access to a very powerful source of information.
Yes, the Encyclopedia Britannica. I mean, IMDb, of course. Darcy, that's her.
Right. Okay. So yeah. Honestly, Let me just say that when
Wait.
she was trying to find her catchphrase, Jane, I just wanted to hear her say one thing, and I get why they weren't going to say it, because it is still a Disney movie.
What?
Remember when she said, let's make them taste the rainbow?
Mm.
I want her to say, taste the rainbow, motherfucker.
Yeah, and then all the fanboys of the internet goes, really?
Well, all the fanboys of the internet were going, really? With most of that.
Yeah, so I don't know how to feel that now that I've figured out that, or now that I've discovered that Kat Dennings voiced Death.
Which version of Death?
The podcast version, apparently. From Sandman.
Huh.
I don't picture that voice coming out of cute little goth Death. I always picture her with a deeper voice, honestly.
But I mean, you know, it's why can't Death have a cute little voice?
Well, I mean, because she's always the serious one. If anything, I see Kat Dennings more as Delirium.
I don't know. I once had a D&D game where I was a chaotic good priest of a lawful neutral death goddess. And it was a death goddess that killed the undead. So I would always show up and say, I serve Lady Death. And I would do the finger guns and say, she puts the fun back in funeral. So there are things you can do with death.
I was gonna say, you know, if you want a counter to that, look at Death in the Discworld.
What are you doing? Waiting.
This is, you know, that's the typical Grim Reaper, you know, the typical skeleton and everything with the deep booming voice that is just like trying to figure out humanity. And it's like always confused by humans, but he's trying to figure them out.
Well, on 3 levels, and Shelby is going to immediately start blowing up my phone after I say this. On 3 levels, me and Death have kind of a quirky relationship. Because I've always loved Sandman Death. But then also Death was my college nickname. And then also Death was one of Shelby's nicknames. So it's very complicated. I am Death, I'm dating Death, and I love Death.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah.
There's a certain Leslie Nielsen movie coming to mind here.
Which one?
Dracula, dead and loving it.
Yep. I am ashamed that I have not yet introduced Shelby to that. I showed
To
her
be fair,
this
it's not that good a movie. I hate to admit it.
No, but that's why we love it. It's just cheese.
Yeah.
I showed her the scene with the brides just because that has always been my favorite scene from the movie.
I'm just like, you're trying to be a comedy, but you're following the novel too closely. Was the only thing I could say at that movie, but I'm derailing us, so stop me right now.
Wait.
What do you mean derailing? When have we
Derailing?
ever had rails?
Yeah.
Point.
Shelby would like to amend my statement, saying, quote, I have been nicknamed Death, Lucifer, and Dream. At this point, it's getting concerning.
Let's not forget the new words of Rowan Atkinson. I am the devil, Satan, Mephistopheles, Lucifer, or you can call me by my nickname, Toby.
I always preferred the song Beals by Stephen Lynch.
I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
The entire opening stanza is, my real name is Beelzebub, but you can call me Beals.
Oh, God.
Like, I am somewhat amazed it's not a Voltaire song.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna have to share it now, so I'm just gonna drop it in the Pirates chat. And no, Voltaire has "When You're Evil." We all know that.
That's exactly why I felt like it was his. I need to play Bitrektual on my next episode tomorrow.
I didn't like Bitrektual. I prefer the original.
Huh?
Bitrektual was actually a re-release of his older album, The USS Makes Shit Up. I prefer The USS Makes Shit Up.
Yeah. I mean, that song's still on there.
Well, yeah, but so was half of Bitrektual.
Yeah. Artists gotta do what they have to do to be more marketable. I mean, he stopped calling himself Voltaire and started saying Aurelio Voltaire.
Well, I mean, that is his actual name, so...
Well, it's 1/3 of it. He's Cuban, so he has 6.
Well, yeah, but he's also from New York, so you're lucky he even used Aurelio.
True. And I'll admit to something stupid. Along with dinner tonight, I am downing it with a pumpkin spice soda. Such a thing exists.
Of course it does. There's pumpkin spice everything now.
Yeah.
I usually go for, a very strong ginger beer, but I saw this and had to try it.
You know what? Now that I think about it, the song that I just dropped in Pirates Chat always kind of not always, but will now always kind of make me think of Ollamh.
I mean, memories do work by association.
Well, I mean, it's just got that vibe. It starts off all dark and menacing and, aha, I will have your soul, and then immediately just goes camp. Just full on camp.
And hello, Sin. Welcome.
Hello.
Actually, Stephen Lynch just has a pretty good catalog, although I think most people still get turned off with his two biggest hits, which are I Think You're a Nazi and If I Were Gay.
Okay.
As names go for songs.
I mean, those are the exact plots of the song. I Think You're a Nazi is him listing everything his girlfriend does that makes him think that she's a Nazi, including, having a swastika tattoo on her forehead. And I was like, well, yeah, that's a red flag generally.
That could mean that could mean that he's dating Charles Manson also.
Yeah, and then If I Were Gay is all about him talking to his best friend. He's like, if I were gay, I would totally do you, but I'm not gay. But what the hell, I'm gonna do it anyway.
See, if dating Charles Manson, that's not exactly an improvement.
I'm not saying it was, but I'm saying
We just said it was the possibility.
or it could be. No, some of his the Manson girls like Squeaky Frome. I think they all had swastikas on their
I don't think
foreheads
Squeaky
also.
had one.
Well,
I think it was just
she's the only one. She's the only one I can remember the name of right off the top of my head.
I have Helter Skelter around here somewhere.
So the best movie that has anything to do with Manson ever is completely fictionalized. And it's the movie with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio in it. And I cannot remember the damn name because I'm getting senile.
So has anybody here watched Mandy, by the way, as long as we're talking about cults?
Yes, I have watched Mandy.
That was a fucking trip and a half, wasn't it?
So, I actually enjoyed it, except for bathroom scene where Nicolas Cage is just freaking out in the bathroom.
Yeah,
That went
the
on
one
like
scene that actually felt like him actually acting.
But when the scene seemed like it was probably about 15 minutes long. It just drug on and on and on and on.
I mean, okay, I like the movie as a whole, but I like that scene because that's the one part where you actually feel like, oh, hey, he's acting now, and not just. Did we just see Nick Cage on a Saturday?
You know, I mean, most of the time when Nick Cage has a scene where he's just freaking out, honestly, I always kind of wonder, wait, is he actually acting? Is this the point where he's acting, or is it like that? Always, to me, always just feels like that's the real Nick Cage.
Is it going to be like John Wayne? John Wayne is never acting. John Wayne just plays John Wayne.
Well,
No.
that's basically what people are saying about Nick Cage was, you watch stuff like, what is it, Willy's Playground? Willy's Playland? It's like, that's not acting. That's just Nick Cage.
I love that one though. The best part about it, he doesn't say anything for the entire fucking movie.
The pinball
Nothing
dance is the
whatsoever.
best part.
Yes. Yeah, I love that movie. I think that, when they made that, they looked at Five Nights at Freddy's and went, fuck you, we'll do it better.
And then the Banana Splits had to come along, and everyone's like, oh, come on now.
Well, you gotta have, you can't do a movie like, a movie that's very clearly kind of modeled after Five Nights at Freddy's without having animatronics.
But why the Banana Splits, though?
Why not?
Because you didn't need the Banana Splits. We already had Willy's Wonderland. Leave it at that.
I don't remember the banana splits in it.
No. They actually made a separate Banana Splits movie that had the same... Yeah, it had the same plot. The animatronics went crazy and started murdering everybody.
Oh, I did not know that.
Well, see, that's just name recognition there.
No, I think it was just that they were looking for a movie, and they're like, well, we need animatronics that will kill people, but we can't use FNAF, and these guys already made a knockoff, so what's something else we can use? And of course, Chuck E. Cheese isn't about to be like, oh, hey, yeah, use the fucking mascot we're still using.
See, that just proves that certain corporations just have no idea how to market themselves in today's culture. Because if Chuck E. Cheese did, allowed their property to be in a movie like that, that would go so far to help them out and to get them to get people into their restaurants. It's like, come on.
People would be doing 3 a.m. challenges at fucking Chuck E. Cheese's.
Yeah.
What was the other one besides Chuck E. Cheese? There was another one. Because we had those where we didn't have a Chuck E. Cheese. We had the other one with the bear.
It's. I want to say it was something like Movie Time. I know the one you're talking about. I just can't remember the name right off the top of my head.
Yeah, I can't either.
Showbiz Pizza.
Showbiz.
Yes,
That's
Showbiz.
it, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
I was about to say it had something to do with movies, but I can't think of what it is.
I think around here we had both.
Making a Showbiz, aside from the fact that they closed, making a Showbiz movie in the style of Five Nights at Freddy's would have been the best marketing ever.
Well, I think that part of Five Nights at Freddy's was borrowed from Showbiz because Freddy Fazbear and the main character from the main animatronic for Showtime or whatever the fuck Showbiz Pizza was a bear.
Yeah.
And he also has a goofy little bitty hat on his big bear head.
Yeah, I think at that point it would have been ironically enough, Chuck E. Cheese apparently Chuck E. Cheese actually merged and now own and took over Showbiz Pizza.
Showbiz.
Yeah.
Where a kid can be a kid. Was that Showbiz?
No, that's Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Rock-afire
No, that's Toys R Us.
Explosion?
That's
No, Toys R Us is I Never Want to Grow Up.
Where a kid
I
can
don't
be
want
a
to
kid.
grow up. I'm
Yes.
a Toys R Us kid.
Now, Funny side story, we used to have a toy store here in town called Children's Palace.
Yep, I know those.
Okay, so it was a chain, I was wondering.
Yes.
And of course, our local one got bought out and turned into a Toys R Us many decades ago.
Yeah.
Back when I still lived in Mattoon. So I came in from out of town to hit Children's Palace with my parents. And now when you go there, it's a gym.
Oh God, it's
Yes.
a gym now. Oh.
It's a gym now.
That's because Toys R Us went tits up, and then they slowly came back. But like, I think the only places where they're actually brick and mortar stores are going to be like the huge cities like Chicago, LA, and they're in Canada. Damn Canadians.
Yeah, it's no. Where a kid can be a kid is Chuck E. Cheese. That is Chuck E. Cheese's slogan.
Because it was always when Chuck threw his skateboard at the screen.
Huh. Oh well.
After a certain point, they all just kind of blur together because it's like, yeah, okay, you're
Okay,
you're trying to get the kids excited so that they'll scream at their parents, and the parents will feel guilted into.
Found it. I wondered what I did know Showbiz for. They had that commercial with Dragon's Lair in it.
That's right, they did. Looking at the band, quote unquote band, that played in Showbiz Pizza, these names are horrible.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. It got me thinking, and then, oh crap, wait a minute, and yeah.
Oh God, they look horrible.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on, they're animatronics.
It was the 80s. It was, didn't take much to be discount Disney.
I still just like the fact that you're a kid's pizza place. You want to be family friendly. You're trying to attract people, so you name your in-house band the Rockafire Explosion. That is Metalocalypse shit.
But I guarantee that no fucking parent that ever went there paid any attention to the animatronics, what the name of the band was,
or the fact that their drummer was named Duke, as in D-O-O-K.
A hound dog?
A mongrel, but yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with myself that I fucking remember that.
I'm impressed you remember that.
I'm impressed that Sid remembers his name.
But I was going to add on depending on how sober he is, I'm impressed he remembers anything.
I don't care anymore.
Oh, look! Sun and Moon. So yeah, FNAF is directly taking from Showbiz Pizza.
I was gonna say,
Fuck, I hate that character.
Wait. Antioch the Birthday Spider?
What?
What the fuck?
Antioch.
The
Really?
Birthday Spider.
As in Severus of.
As in Holy Hand Grenade of.
Point taken. Wow.
Oh my
Also
god,
steady.
this thing was horrifying. If this came down on my birthday, I would immediately not have any more birthdays. Just so I would never have to see this thing again.
Now I have to
Look
look
at
at
that.
this.
Look at that!
Please link. For I too wish to gain
Just dropped
my
it in the
eyes out.
Pirates chat.
Oh my
It's
God!
a googly-eyed looking motherfucker.
Why? Just
Apparently,
Oh,
he only
no.
spoke in garbles, and I'm guessing he shook and dropped from the ceiling. That happens on my birthday.
What I'm hearing is that Antioch speaks in tongues.
Yes.
What the hell, ass balls?
That's oh man. Yeah, that is very obviously this is the
I was right. Antioch the birthday spider was a supporting character for the Rockafire explosion. He was Fats's pet spider and would drop down from the ceiling above the stage. It was named after the first showbiz pizza place that opened in Kansas City, Missouri, in the Antioch Shopping Center.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay, you brought Kansas into it. This explains all the everything.
Oh,
But
wow.
more appropriately, it's Kansas City, Missouri, where I'm at. I'm not in Kansas City, but I'm in Missouri.
Point.
Okay, thank God he's not as large as he appears.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty good sized. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you see him with the full band, he's only about the size of a hand puppet.
Oh.
I mean, I'm sorry, did they have a song dedicated to him called First Council of Nicaea? I just wonder at this point.
yeah, that just.
If you told me Antioch was also the name of a devil spider in the Bible, I would actually have to go look to tell myself it wasn't.
You know, I don't actually know what Antioch is biblically.
It's
I
a
should
city.
probably know that. I figured it was a
city for
city.
one.
But yo, what's the significance?
Give me a second.
Already looking it up.
I think it's where the Coptic Christianity wound up spreading from.
Oh, there's two of them. There's Poseidon Antioch and Syrian Antioch.
I don't suppose it's on the border too. Just like Kansas City.
Antioch
for a
of Syria
red
was
girl.
the third largest city in the Roman Empire. Okay.
You know, and people wonder why kids from the 80s are so fucked up.
There's no question.
I'm trying
there's-
to come up with a pun for Monophysite, and it's not working.
There's
Between the cartoons and the animatronics and the cocaine and the day glow.
there shouldn't be any question, but there are still people that are like, why are so many people from the 80s so fucked up? It's like, no,
See, I don't know where you're hearing that. I'm always hearing people from the kids who grew up in the 80s are awesome.
That doesn't mean you're not fucked up.
It's true. We're awesomely fucked up. We're fucked up awesome.
And then the 90s kid came along and we're like, we're trying to recover, but we are still very fucked up.
They made Quack Pack and it got greenlit. That's all you need to remember about the 90s.
That's something to do with the Mighty Ducks.
It's Huey, Dewey, and Louie basically being
Oh, okay.
90s, totally extreme kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beating people up and doing skateboards and somehow making millions even though they don't actually do anything. If anybody asks me why the 90s kids slacker culture kind of died out, I just point them to the Carrot Top movie, Chairman of the Board, and I was like, this was our business model.
just point to Carrot Top. Just point to Carrot Top and stop.
Whereas we in the 80s basically had to choose between Annie and the Great Muppet Caper.
Wait. You know what? I should actually amend that. We had two business models. You were either Carrot Top and Chairman of the Board, or you were Patrick Bateman. Either way, not so great.
Yeah. See?
Someone asked me... Go ahead, Sin.
Oh, no,
I wasn't saying anything.
I was just
I'm
saying
just-
Warhound was saying in the Discord server that he listened to Marilyn Manson, he fine. It's like Well, I mean, within a certain quantification of fine, yeah.
Listening to Marilyn Manson is okay. Try Throbbing Gristle, then tell me you're fine.
I love Throbbing Gristle.
Hamburger Lady is a great song after you get past
Yes.
the first 2 or 3 gibbering madnesses that you have.
I don't do drugs or alcohol, so I have to listen to it sleep deprived.
Yeah, I don't listen to drugs or alcohol, but I listened to it at like 3 a.m. after I hadn't slept for about 4 days, and then I found myself beating my head against the wall, and I was like, oh, that's a song I probably shouldn't listen to at this point again.
It is. They've got like a couple of songs. Subhuman, I will sometimes put on if I've eaten something I shouldn't have, and I desperately need a bathroom break. I put on Subhuman, all 20 minutes of it.
Yeah. Hamburger Lady's great when you want to stare at somebody creepily and have them think that you're a psycho.
I just point them to my radio show, and it removes all doubt.
Wait, you need music for that?
Well, no, because see, normally I have to do work, but if I don't want to do anything and I just want to, like, stare into space, you just put on Hamburger Lady and stare to a point in space, don't blink, and that's it, that's all you need to do.
I don't believe I've ever heard this song.
It's going to be a trip, that's all I'm going to say.
If you can
Also-
understand it.
Also, if you want imagine if Throbbing Gristle was trying to be more shocking. That would be Current 93.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever listened to Throbbing Gristle either, because the name sounds stupid.
It's considered one of the greats of industrial. But I'm just going to say
so-
it's the really experimental stuff and not the, hey, get on the dance floor stuff.
And
Not the,
I'm not going to
Smack
give
My
you the
Bitch Up kind of
remastered
stuff?
version.
Imagine a more experimental version of Smack My Bitch Up, and you're not too far off.
Okay.
Okay, here. Just have fun.
Are you linking it or playing it?
I'm linking it, but I'm giving
Very
him
good.
I'm giving him the original, the all compressed and fucked up, and this was probably found in a cassette tape in a sewer version, not the remaster, because we all know that's going to be too clean.
I'm still convinced their official records are technically bootlegs.
I mean, it
Because
would
their,
disappoint me.
their bootlegs are actually on Discogs. As weird and fucked up as that is, also for people who want a point of reference, when people ask me to point out really early industrial, I'll usually point them in the direction of the 1963 version of the Doctor Who theme.
Yes. Also, we should mention, just as a point of order for anybody who's stupidly looking up Hamburger Lady after this, it's actually based off of a true event. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
I don't think I would.
No, you can't do that. What? She killed somebody, 8 people? What?
No, it's called Hamburger Lady. Come on now.
That makes me think of cannibals.
Well, if you're listening to the song, you'll realize, no, it's definitely not.
You and your secrets.
Yes.
It's going to be more obvious than it sounds, but we probably shouldn't dwell on it here.
I play the queen of snakes and secrets. Why are you asking me to give you all the secrets?
I'll probably play them on my show tomorrow night. Who am I kidding?
I was gonna say it's like, yeah, we're just feeding into
We're just
giving
giving him a playlist.
I'm putting on Final Muzak tomorrow and just picking a random track off of it.
I think like the weirdest shit I ever used to listen to, it wasn't like straight up just metal stuff, was Lords of Acid.
Lords of
Oh,
Acid isn't that bad.
They are one of the great bands. I've seen them live.
They are. They're amazing. But
Well, I know.
hold
I'm
on.
just saying that they're weird.
Everybody's got their Lords of Acid era that they are diehard for. So now I have to wonder, what is Wrestling's?
I actually don't have an era, oddly enough. I just pick a bit of them from across their entire timeline.
Okay, see, I can respect that. I personally am a sucker for the Jade for You era.
Now, if you want to know the last Lords of Acid song I played on the air, it was I Must Increase My Bust.
That
is a good one.
yes, that's the album I had.
And sometimes I'll just throw on Pussy.
I was gonna say the
If you
problem.
want to throw people off, get some of the more recent stuff and put on Surf and Hedgehog.
I need to pick up the more recent stuff. I've been mostly just buying used for a while, but
I was gonna say that's the problem with trying to get Rascalin to really kind of narrow down to a certain time period. It's like, yeah, he's a DJ. He's a DJ. He's a radio DJ. You know, that's.
Oh, I respect it. I'm just saying, most people, when they say Lords of Acid, you've got well, I like the Jade For You era. No, I like the singer directly after her. No, I like this newest singer. Which is kind of funny because Praga Khan made sure that he chose women that sound almost exactly alike each other, so you don't realize he's switched singers.
now I will, of course, also play just some straight up Praga Khan. Haven't in a bit, but
Alright, I will be right back.
okay.
Yeah, so the thing that, like, where I first heard Lords of Acid was there's this girl I dated for a little bit. She had a very severe drug problem. So she went and got cleaned up. She went and, went to rehab. And she came back a lesbian.
Damn it, now I Wish I Was a Lesbian is playing in my head. And no, that's not an industrial song.
But so she come back, and so she didn't want to take her girlfriend to her folks' house. So she brought her and her girlfriend came and stayed and lived with me for a while. And that's where I first heard it. And also that I learned that I was too noble for my own damn good. Because I can't count how many times I heard them having sex in the living room. And I didn't go in to watch. Just like, oh no, I just need to sleep. Cram pillows over my face. I just need to sleep.
Don't, no, nope.
So the funny thing was, the one that I kind of dated a little bit, saw her years after that. You know, we kind of went our separate ways. And I was working in a truck stop. I'd worked there for like 8 years. So she comes in and I start talking to her. I told her, you know, the one thing that I regret about us when we did kind of date? And she's like, no. I said, I never got to see your rack. Well, I didn't phrase it that way.
I'm kind of surprised by that, actually.
I'm a gentleman, which really, I mean, and in real life, I'm a gentleman. I don't, yeah.
Oh, so you're just an asshole with us.
Well, you're not ladies. And you're especially not ladies I'm trying to sleep with.
You haven't seen me cross-dress. I mean, Ollamh has, but...
You know, I'm not going to say anything because this is live, and I'm just going to shut the fuck up right now.
Yeah.
This is why I am never allowed to wear a one-piece tube top again. You remember that night.
I think I do.
Not to be confused with the Dungeons and Drag Queens event.
Yeah.
So-
And hello there, Evie Hero.
So, my best friend, all throughout high school, one time, we were all sitting around and we were all drinking, like him and his girlfriend and like 4 or 5 other people. And so his girlfriend's name was Marcy. So we sent Marcy on like a beer run. To get more, to go pick up more beer. That's what you do on a beer run. She'd come back what my friend had done was he dressed in some of Marcy's clothes. But she didn't know he did this. So the funny thing was, so he's got like on a short skirt, like fishnet stockings, pink fuzzy sweater, some shit. I don't remember. It's been fucking close to 25, if not 30 years ago. And so he goes in and he's hiding in their bedroom. So Marcy comes in and she sits down, you know, and we all start talking. And then Buddy comes out and he kind of prances out and puts his arms around her. She doesn't think anything of it until she turns around and she about shit herself. Yeah.
See,
She's like, what? Do you ever love him? Because it was her clothes for one. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's stretching them out.
No, they were pretty close to the same build. She just had boobs. Nothing to write home about kind of boobs. I mean, they weren't like amazing.
I had a dime for every time I found out a girlfriend had raided my closet for my shirts. I lost a Gen Con shirt that way.
That's what
fairly normal for women to steal men's, wear men's shirts and shit.
For the record, it was the Gen Con 50th anniversary T-shirt my ex took.
Oof. See,
yeah,
I remember one. See, Raskin. I remember one of the cross-dressing goth industrial events that we had here in town, because I pissed off so many people by using very simple circular logic. I showed up wearing a 3-piece suit, and everybody said, "Well, no, you're supposed to cross-dress. You're supposed to wear women's clothing." I'm like, "Yes. What are all the women wearing? 3-piece suits." And everybody tried to argue with that, but they're like, but no.
What you had done was take the cross-dressing to the literal next level.
Mm-hmm. It's just like, hey, I still counts. And they're like, no, that it doesn't work like that. I'm like, explain to me why. They're like, but because nobody could come up with a logical argument against that. So it's like, hey, it counts.
And I see Evie has a question.
Okay, so Evie here says, my question is She-Hulk crazy because she's breaking the fourth wall like Deadpool? Okay, Evie Hero, this is actually one thing that the creators haven't really addressed yet. But Deadpool, while Deadpool does break the fourth wall in the comics, She-Hulk did it first. She was the original Marvel character that broke the fourth wall on a consistent basis.
Outside of Archie comics.
Well, yeah, but within the superhero Marvel comics, yeah. She-Hulk broke the fourth wall before Deadpool was ever created. Yes, I did, Evie Hero. Yes, I did see what was at the end. That was actually something that they. Again, I think they did way too much promo work for She-Hulk, because they showed way too much. The character that you are alluding to was literally just shown in one of the trailers. So yeah, it was kind of they showed way too much in the trailers and stuff. And I think that's really hurting them with a lot of feedback and a lot of people reviews and stuff, because people are like, oh well, we already knew this was coming, we knew that was coming, we knew. I mean, most of the first episode was was stuff that we had seen in the trailers and everything. It was cut together differently, but it was all still there. It's like, yeah, we've already seen this stuff, so show us something new.
But I don't know what new is.
Actually, we were talking about Love and Thunder earlier. Thor: Love and Thunder earlier, actually. What was it that you noticed, Evie? And by the way, don't worry about asking too many questions. This is this is a Q&A day, so
That's kind of the point of the day.
Are they going to start asking us personal questions?
Those two big rock guys with all those eyes. Those are the things. Oh, yes, the Celestials. Yes, the two Celestials that are in Omnipotent City, was it? Yes, there were two Celestials. I can't remember which ones they were. There's like tons of Celestials. And I will say that is one thing that She-Hulk did that no other MCU product has done since Eternals, is they actually did address the fact that people are realizing that there is part of a Celestial sticking out of the ocean.
The third
Celestial. Oh, are you talking about the statue in the Hall of Statues? The Hall of Statues with, like, Eternity, Infinity, the Watcher,
Watu?
Yep, the God of Biscuits.
Yeah, there's in Thor: Love and Thunder there's a hall of, like, the ultimate, there's the chief one that they're addressing is Eternity. But there's also a lot of other statues that seem to be, like, very high-ranking individuals in the MCU. So, like, there is there's a Celestial, there's a Watcher, I don't know if it's specifically Watu, though.
I'm thinking of the scene you're mentioning, Evie, and no, I did not see one in the background there.
Oh, the space whales?
Might need to go back and look.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that was beautiful about the film, and that is the horribly wandering reference to Cinderella Man. We all know what we're talking about, right?
I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about, but I'm not sure I catch the reference.
There's a scene where, okay, it's not really much of a surprise because we've all seen the trailers. Russell Crowe is Zeus. Yes, I know that they say Zeus in the movie, but I went to a bunch of Greek myth classes, so I wound up saying it that way. Anyway, when he steps around the podium to go talk to Thor, he daintily lifts his skirt and tiptoes down the stairs.
Yes.
And it's like, motherfucking Cinderella Man reference.
Look, I was just happy with the way they let Russell Crowe exit the movie with dignity.
Just not into it with it.
No, I just don't like the after credit scene, that's all.
Point.
I have not seen Love and Thunder, and I don't care. I'm not going to watch it because I don't care.
Okay, so Shelby has another question.
Okay.
And, I'm not sure I know the answer to this one. Which freaks you out more? Creatures that are all teeth or creatures that are all eyes?
Teeth.
I gotta go teeth.
Anyone who's seen the movie Teeth is going to say teeth.
No, I've seen the movie Teeth, but unfortunately, I'm a monster fucker, so...
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that as well.
I believe
Not
we've
that-
all. Go ahead.
I was going to say not that I wasn't wondering that Gaten is a monster fucker. Where are these teeth located, and where are the eyes located? I mean, if they're everywhere,
All eyes or all teeth.
So it's like just
I would rather fuck a monster made of all eyes than all teeth.
I imagine we're thinking something along Alucard's Hellhound form for the all eyes.
I was thinking of what the fuck. There's a scene in one of the D&D novels that deals with Mesobrannen.
Menza Berenson.
Yeah, that too.
yeah.
Only reason I
and-
can pronounce it is because the video game pronounces it. But go on.
Well, and gamers, I have been drinking now, so you should be satisfied.
Actually, wait a minute. Technically, Baskerville is both all eyes and all teeth.
Okay, so there is where Grumpf, I want to say, who's one of the
Grumpf Bane Ray, the Archmage.
yes, the Archmage. You know who I'm talking about. He
Yes.
summons a demon who's made of all eyeballs. That's their
He summons an
natural form.
Oberlith, I think, and they wrote it into canon later.
Yeah. So all eyeballs might not necessarily be bad. All teeth could be ouchies.
Yeah, that's teeth. My justification for preferring all eyeballs to all teeth, it's like, I don't really have that big of an issue being watched, but being bitten, especially multiple times in multiple areas, that's kind of no. I would rather all eyeballs, because I can always I have plenty of fingers that I can just poke at.
Shelby's probably going to think that I'm going to prefer all eyeballs because I have a habit of licking eyeballs.
So okay, so Eevee Hero, the new D&D movie is not coming out until March of next year.
And
it's-
Evie, we're not talking about anything to do with D&D in particular. I just mentioned that because it was a point of reference for me in regards to it.
Yeah. Now, I will say, if we're talking like all eyeballs, like a beholder,
Ugh, no.
then maybe we
I'm
might
banging a
have a few
beholder.
problems because each eyeball like shoots a different a different nastiness at you. That's a little bit problematic.
You know what, gamers? I take offense to that comment.
I've not slurred anything yet. I mispronounced it. There's a big difference, man.
Yes, but saying that it doesn't become a true Pirates podcast until you start slurring.
I was gonna
Well,
say, gamers,
Gamers is Canadian. What do you expect?
Gamers, you've been on episodes where Sin hasn't been here, so I mean, that's kind of on you, isn't it?
I think it's not a true Pirates podcast until A, we've either said something that just causes all of us to suddenly stop for 5 minutes and just what the fuck silence, or we've made at least one horrible accidental innuendo. Which is just, par for the course on this channel.
Yeah, pretty much. How do you have so much confidence? Alcohol. Lots and lots of
None
alcohol.
of us do.
That for me, it's booze.
Yeah, as far as confidence for me, I just don't, because of the people that I'm talking with, the other pirates, they've all know me well enough to know that I don't give a shit. I don't care if I offend you because I'm being genuine. I'm being myself. If I offend you, and if it's something that bothers you that bad, I will apologize to you. because that's not my intent to offend, but I have to be myself.
Yeah.
Because of what I do for a living, which I'm not going to go any further into that, I have to constantly be nice and be politically correct. This is my outlet in regards to not being either of those things. I don't have to be nice, and I don't have to be politically correct. Shut up, gamers. I know I fucked that word up.
You make me feel very glad that I can be open with who I am, Sin.
See, that's
I was about to say.
that's one of the things that I think is one of the big differences that I want to do with this is, you know, there are a lot of podcasts out there where it kind of feels like they try to be offensive because being offensive gets you attention.
Yeah, it gets you the edgy clout.
Yeah, well, there is no such thing as bad publicity. So when you have, you know, look at, you know, in the past few years in particular, every time somebody's done something that's horrible and atrocious, they wind up better because of it. And it's like there's a lot of people that are trying to play that game and be, oh hey, I'm gonna piss off these people and I'm gonna be better off for it. And it's like, no, just if you be yourself. But also, if somebody comes at you and says, look, this really hurt, don't be like, well, fuck your feelings. That's being the worst kind of a dick.
Yeah. All right, so 3 comments. First one being, as far as my part, it's all bravado. It's honestly, I knew Ollamh, and then, of course, Sin came with the package. And then as far as gamers and wrestling were concerned, I didn't really give a shit if they liked me or not. It was just happy coincidence that we all get along. Second comment, as far as being the furry pirate, you're about 2 pirates too late.
But you'd still be welcome.
Oh yeah, she'd still be welcome. I'm just saying she wouldn't be the first furry pirate. There's already 2 of us here.
Yeah.
And then the third comment is apparently Shelby is in a dark place tonight.
What's the matter, Shelby?
They're getting weird. I think she's overstimulated herself again. She's been stressing with work and school.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah, they
Evie.
can do it.
I do apologize.
Either way, you'd still be welcome eventually. I mean, I try to treat people the way they treat me. Now, gamers and I will go at one another, but that's banter. I like gamers. I respect gamers.
People are like younger siblings, honestly.
But I like nothing more than to give gamers shit. And gamers, see, the thing with gamers is, because gamers is Canadian, the only thing he can insult me about because I'm an American is that I'm an alcoholic. And I'm not
And that
an
your
alcoholic.
healthcare sucks, and that our country's on fire, and our economy's in the toilet, and you're American.
Well, no, that's it. Well, see, that's as a country. That's not, you know, that's not sin.
Yeah, I'm not on fire. I believe I'd be screaming a lot if I was. Fire hurts.
Probably.
And I'm nowhere near drunk enough to be on fire and be okay with it. I don't have enough alcohol right now to be drunk enough to be on fire and be okay with it. Sorry.
Oh, that side note here. I'm glad I was able to give you all nightmares with that commercial that came out.
There were nightmares. I told you, I'm going to use that line as an insult now.
Which one?
I dubbed the...
Ruberts?
Yes.
Gamers, don't threaten me with a good time. I'm diabetic. I'll drink that fucking syrup, fall over and die, and you'll feel bad. And you'll say, I'm sorry, because you're Canadian.
Well, that depends. Is he going to feed you the maple syrup, or is he going to give you a maple syrup enema? These are questions you must ask.
You know, I don't think you have to ask that question.
No.
I really don't think that's a question you have to ask. I just...
I want syrup up my butt. No, thank you. No syrup up my butt. Nope, nope, nope. Exactly.
Which two?
Yeah.
Well, I Evie knows Gamers Grotto. So I don't think Rascalin has one. I'm pretty sure Sen doesn't.
I technically have one, but let's face it, it was just ever going to be a way to boost my radio show anyway. If you want to see my show, it's basically on a radio station, and I will put a link to the last 2 weeks of recording in general in a bit.
Yeah. No, I don't have a YouTube channel. I'm too fucking ugly to be showing people myself. I mean, I have my own. Well, technically, like I just make playlists of songs. That's all I ever do with YouTube besides talk to these silly fucks.
I have 3 YouTube channels. I just don't use the other 2 as much right now.
I was pretty sure that you had at least one there, Caden. I just wasn't sure if you actually
I have
did.
Hayden, which is my main YouTube channel. That's the one I use for like 98% of my YouTube. I have UG, which is I get bored and I don't feel like talking to anybody. And then I have Chemical Burns, which was the Circus of Badassery, which might go underneath another name change, because that's the one I've been trying to actually do something with for years. But I can't find anybody who actually wants to work and not just say, oh, hey, pay me because I appeared on your YouTube channel.
I'll appear on your YouTube channel, and I don't expect to be paid. If your YouTube channel needs an unabashed asshole, I'm your man.
You mean besides me? I mean,
Well,
considering I've always wanted to do movie reviews and I want them to be like the most snarky, caustic shit ever, yeah, I could probably use you.
good. I'm really good with hate and telling people to fuck off.
A useful skill.
I once tried to work on a review series called B-Movie Bullshit, because that's exactly what we were going to do. We were just going to go watch old B-movies or like really bad indie films and just tear the shit out of them.
There is a super great channel already kind of like that. It's run by a Canadian dude, and I absolutely love his channel. His name is Brandon Tenold. He's really good. Another good product of Canada. So that makes me wonder why Gamer sucks.
Because you asked them to?
I didn't ask gamers to suck ever. That's weird.
I mean, that's at least wait till the third date.
No. I might be okay with like trans women, but just straight up dudes, no thank you. That's just no. A no.
And now that I posted my show, I keep going through my profile and trying to fix things.
Evie, so who's that question directed at?
Probably me, since I said I was the fur.
I also said I was as well.
I did not catch that. Why do I picture you as a gorilla?
What? Wrong.
I know it's wrong!
Okay. So apparently Caden thinks I'm just a big dumb ape. But
I didn't say dumb. You put that there yourself.
you said gorilla. La, 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 la.
Gorillas are the most intelligent primates aside from capuchins, thank you.
I think you're still at least one off there, Caden.
Maybe. I'm not a primate.
Humans
So
are
mine
primates.
would be a hyena.
Okay,
I love
but
hyenas.
you have to understand here, all. We're not talking about our human forms. Talking about our sonas.
Well, no, but you said gorillas are the second smartest next to another It's like, wait,
capuchin?
that should be humans should be top of the list there as far as the smartest.
Should we?
primates.
Should we though?
Yeah.
Depends on what you
My
consider
favorite
intelligent.
My favorite primate, macaque.
Oh God. Oh Lord.
It's a monkey.
Okay, so see, you're a fox and a snake. I am a hybrid of a kitsune and a minotaur, who unashamedly goes by the Fox King.
I'll link you all a picture of a wrestling another time.
Okay, Evie.
That sounds like a threat.
Okay, hang on here, Evie. Stu is not part of this. Stu is not part of this. We have Caden, Rascalin, and Sin.
They have the best for last.
Well, mostly I'm just going alphabetical.
Fine. Be that way. Excuse me.
As far as your comment, Shelby, about getting an annoying song stuck in my head for the rest of my life, you just had to say I can't decide after that, and then get that song stuck in my head.
Do I need to sing the most annoying song, or at least the most catchy song, and get that stuck in your head instead?
You mean other than I Can't Decide by the Scissor Sisters?
See, I was going to sing I Wish I Was a Lesbian.
Not really.
I don't know, that one's pretty catchy.
Okay, hang on here. Okay, so Evie. Okay. Okay, there we go. So yeah, there's Caden, there's Rascalin, and there's Sin. There's Stu is not part of this. Stu is not part of this. Gamer's Grotto is part of this, but not Stu. Stu is nothing to do with this. I know I know when you don't see the names, when you don't necessarily see the names, it's hard to pick up on how things are pronounced and stuff like that. It's yeah.
My name is just like it's SYN, but it's just like the vile things that you do when you commit a sin.
I'm just going to use my radio bit for this. You're listening to DJ Rascalin on WEFT Champaign 90.1 FM.
So, Ras, the way I remember your name is one of the two Majori brothers, or Major
Major?
brothers. Yeah,
Karaman and you're thinking Karaman and Raceland.
Yes. So, but we often call you Ras. So,
I actually took the name from a creature from the Dark Sun setting. So, still Dungeons and Dragons, but not Dragonlance.
that's how I remember your name is because of that.
Oh God, he has appeared.
Hey, we actually have all 5 people. Wow.
I have appeared because Sin has called me out. No, I'm just joking.
I'm going to go get that picture of a Rascalin real quick and put it in general.
Please do. Please do. Gamers, you rat bastard Canadian fuck. I missed you.
Hey, I
Are you
missed you
sure
too,
you
buddy.
two aren't dating?
I'm fucking positive.
I'm too old for gamers, for one.
That's
I don't know,
right.
maybe he's a gold digger.
You see,
It's a
the
long,
problem is
long time.
the dentures and the canes and the senility,
I don't
all
have
that
a
kind
cane,
of
you
nonsense.
fuckwad. I don't have a cane.
The biggest problem there, Caden, is in order to be a gold digger, you have to go after somebody who has money.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
And gamers
No,
are
offense.
I
That's
wasn't gonna
but-
say a grave digger. That's
No.
just so morbid.
No offense, but the Ferrari dinky cars is just not a nah.
Oh, that's a cute little creature.
Yes. Now I dropped off an N. It just works better for DJing.
I like how you have no magic resistance. Literally nil.
Where in the fuck? Oh, it's a doggy thing.
Yeah, kind of a jackal sort of thingy.
Oh, cool.
And yes, everyone, that is a Rastlin. It's only really got, one attack for 1d4. But it has a psionic power and poison immunity. And the psionic power is psionic immunity, so, yeah.
See, I always call you just Rascalin just because, well, like I said when we did our first episode together, it was I know you as being a rascal, so that's just.
Oh, wait, what? How is your name actually pronounced? Is it?
Rastlin.
Oh, Rascalin. Okay.
No, Rasclin. Rasclin. So,
Okay, Rascalin. So he is
Yep.
pronounced. So it is pronounced right. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I was, I was just confused. I was like, was I saying it wrong all along?
I'm the fan of hyenas, Slime Boy.
I don't know, I mean, people have just called me Rask for short, so...
Yeah.
Especially, it was my handle in our system as a pizza driver as well for years at
Yeah.
Gumby's Pizza. When this town still had a Gumby's Pizza, that was a decade ago this month that it closed.
Never even heard of Gummy's Pizza.
The logo is literally Gumby and Pokey. The chief
Wow,
food was
that's-
Pokey Sticks.
That sounds
Gumby,
original.
bitch. It's Gumby, bitch.
I'm Gumby, damn it! I have another horrible photo to show you all.
See,
A photo from Gumby's Pizza.
I
I'll be back.
Oh
remember.
God.
I remember Gumby's Pizza, particularly as far as college students, because it was the only one that you could order. It was very famous for having huge pizzas that you could stuff yourself on, and then you could turn around and use the cardboard box as a full body blanket.
The 30-inch pizzas and Pokey Sticks? Abso-fucking-lutely. I couldn't get that thing through some doors.
That's fucking impressive.
That was why the college kids loved it, especially the frat bros.
Where did you send that photo? Is that in general?
I'm looking for it now.
Oh, you haven't sent it. Okay.
Yeah, not yet. I'm looking for an old t-shirt I have. I gave the t-shirt away to my boss at Jet's Pizza here in town. One of two I gave him. Fuck, I might have the original still. I may have just given him the gray one with the rules for ordering pizza. Well, I have
Is it
one
n-
with... Go ahead.
Now, as quickly as I show up, Sin just stops talking. Isn't that convenient?
Well, that's because other people are talking. I'm not a rude
Okay.
prick, and I'm not going to blather over somebody else.
And we can have all
This is
5
option
pirates
number
at the same time. We just can't have all 5 of us talking.
You
Look
say
at
that,
us.
and everybody
Oh.
stops. Everybody just boom.
Yeah, well, it's like an unspoken rule that at least 2 of us have to be dead quiet at all times.
I am going to drive myself crazy looking for this thing.
That's gonna be a short trip.
Point.
Yeah, Slime Boy. I like hyenas because they laugh. I've always liked the hyena because, for one, they look like and I know they're not a dog, they're not part of the canine family, but they look like a huge fucking badass canine because I like dogs. It is not Drunk Dude, you Canadian fuck.
Are we sure? I mean. Just like you get off
Silly
on making
bastard.
fun of, just like you get off on making fun of me. Same. I love making fun of you too, dude.
You're
I'm gonna
fine.
say it again. Are we sure they're not dating?
Fuck no.
We tried to overlook it, I think.
Yeah.
Found it. Ollamh, I apparently sent it to you once. That was the only way I was able to re-find it.
Really?
Over our Facebook messages. Hang on 1 second.
Ah, okay.
It's like cheetahs are more like canines than they are felines. As they pant, as well as they have their claws don't retract. There you go, for all you fuckers who keep calling me drunk dude.
You're gonna prove that you're drunk?
There we go. It's in general now.
You know, I heard Gumby's Pizza, and I really didn't want to believe that it was that Gumby.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Yep.
That's thick.
People would call up and I would say, "Thank you for calling Gumby's home with a big ass."
Yep. And
One time I just
Wow.
switched it up on a customer and said, "Gumby's, he really whips the pokey's ass." Because Winamp was already known for that
Winamp,
thing
yep.
by then. Yep.
Apparently, Evie's made a theme song for you, Sin.
Wonderful.
There's gonna be nothing but he's drunk, right?
The hell is it?
It
It's
didn't
like
sound
you
right.
vomited on your keys.
oh
He has a
no.
seizure.
That's supposed to be.
Oh, it's fabulous. Okay, yeah, sorry, I had to use my SL reading skills for a second.
I've been in Second Life for like 15, almost 16 years, and I can't fucking. Oh shit! I think I just had a birthday.
Yeah, well, see, you had to hang around the club circuit as a host and see how many people screwed up their gestures by not knowing how to AC right, so...
Yeah, lining stuff up it's
The same thing happens in
Pain in the
FF14 now all the time, or as I like to call it, Second Life, but with combat.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's still screwed up.
They're not gonna work. Yeah, they're not gonna work on. The problem is that you'll send them just fine, but then
Yeah,
YouTube
YouTube's chat
will
box
actually.
doesn't format
Yeah,
right.
YouTube will actually fuck it up. Yeah.
well, yeah.
Jesus, he's still singing the Sin theme song.
Oh my god, he made it like an 80s sitcom song, so it actually does fit
See?
Sin.
Right? It does. It does. It's like Family Matters, except with a bunch of town drunks.
As long as we've got each other, we got the world sitting right in our hands, baby, rain or shine, all the time.
No,
I-
Shelby, your question wasn't too dark. It's gonna bring down the mood.
You know what's gonna happen now? Is now that you sung that, Rasklin, Olaf's gonna get a copyright strike.
Oh, fuck.
Now there people
Oh, it's
worry
YouTube.
people worry too much about shit like that because it's like, well, no. And here's the reason why. Because number one, the most people who do copyright strikes and stuff like that are the recording and distribution companies. Rascalin singing isn't part of what they own. Very few of them actually own the songs. They own the recordings, they don't own the songs.
It would be hilarious if somehow... No, I'm not going to do the Night Court theme, but on clarinet instead of saxophone.
The Night Court theme was amazing.
That whole show was amazing. I'm hoping that
Right?
series is still coming. They
That show was
got John LaRoquette. That's the only confirmed person they got because 3 of the others have dropped dead.
Yes. Yeah.
Market Post, she's not dead, is she?
She is dead,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Aww, I am sad.
Yeah, that I think that happened. What was it within the past year?
It
fairly
was a little
recent.
longer than. The most recent one was Charles Robinson, or as we knew him on the show, Mac Robinson.
Aw, I'm sad.
I know that Bull is still alive because he's a voice actor.
Oh yeah, he's a prolific voice actor.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Richard Mall. But
Richard Mall.
and Marsha Warfield, or as we also know her, Roz, is also still alive.
But Harry is
Boy-
dead, right?
Harry is dead. Unfortunately, he died a few years ago.
Slime Boy has a question that'll cause controversy. Well, I mean,
Go for it.
you've picked the
Sure.
perfect place.
Or more of a statement. Okay.
Go for it. Come on. Faster.
Wow. I'm sure Sin's done that. Glow-in-the-dark condoms followed by lightsaber noises.
Opinions?
I really think Sin did that as a Star Wars fan and probably as a fan
Did
of
that?
glow-in-the-dark
That's probably
condoms.
his idea of foreplay.
Exactly.
I have not done it myself though, but life goals.
No.
Life
Sorry.
I haven't done
goals.
glow-in-the-dark condoms yet.
And Sin, if you
Nope.
were talking, we couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I think you were low
Okay.
volume a sec.
Yeah, no. Nope, not done that. Not. Why would I want to fuck somebody like I'm a Jedi? If I was going to fuck somebody, it'd be like a Mandalorian.
With the slug
Right.
thrower, that could get messy.
So I'd headbutt them and then
Is
pound the
that
shit
what he
out
calls
of them.
it?
That's wonderful.
Jesus fucking Christ. Holy shit.
Oh no! I actually saw a friend of mine on Twitter was commenting that they were remembered. You remember like the Jar Jar Binks like lollipop things that basically had you like French kissing Jar Jar.
Yeah, like, vaguely.
No.
Apparently, one of their exes decided that during a sexting session was the perfect time to bring out that picture. It's like the fastest way to just kill the mood.
Okay,
What?
Shelby says, if we're gonna go as far as glow-in-the-dark condoms, you may as well get the glow-in-the-dark pins and paints. Why even go that far? I'm just gonna go get the glow-in-the-dark UV reactive candles.
Evie, I am greatly concerned with whoever is your history teacher if they seem to think that snowmen with AKs are border guards in Canada.
Look, we all know
well,
it's the moose.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Moose and the Tim Hortons. Come on, guys, get educated.
And one,
Well,
exactly
the thing with-
one
the thing-
Mountie.
The thing with moose in Canada is those motherfuckers don't like the Canadians. They don't fucking like anybody. They'll just wreck your shit.
Honey,
They don't
that's just
care.
moose.
Are we still
Yes.
talking about the Moose or my exes?
I mean, your ex was a moose, wasn't he?
Yes. How did you know? No.
Oh, now, Caden, I hate you.
What?
Because I have a terrible vision in my head right now.
You love it and you know it.
No, I don't. That's not a thing I'm into. No.
It is now.
No.
We discovered a
No.
new fetish for Sin.
Fetish
No.
unlocked.
No. Bad.
Nope. See, it's the law of fur. 2 furs have said it's your fetish. It is now your fetish.
It is.
No, I don't care. Fuck
It
that
has been
shit.
spoken.
I don't fucking care. The fact that when you said that, I pictured a gamer-esque type person taking it from a moose. It's not good for me.
Gamer-esque type person. He can't even fucking say my name. It's gamer-esque type
Well,
person.
because
No. He
I
said
don't
gamer-esque type person because he wasn't going to admit that it was him. He
Uh-huh.
was taking it from the moose.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it was Sin taking it from the Moose.
No.
Yeah, it
sorry.
was.
No.
Oh, look, there's 3.
So
There's
I got
3.
a question.
Slime agreed.
I got a question.
That's
I got a
3
question,
furs.
Sin. I got a question, Sin. When you were doing it with the moose, were you holding on to the antlers?
Well, no, he said he was taking it, so he'd be under.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It would be, yeah. Well, we learned something new tonight, folks.
I love how we just have a council of furs
Be
now.
careful when you open your mail if there's white powder in it.
I mean, if it gets me to not exist faster, I might snort it.
You fucker. Exit only, bitches.
Are we just going to see Bobcat Goldthwait trying to freebase Anthrax? Because we are.
Oh, God.
Exit only.
Nope, that's 4 furs now. Sorry, the council has spoken.
I don't give a flying fuck.
All right, I need to run to the bathroom real quick, so I will be right back.
Ollamh's like, well, let's just...
This is my opportunity to run the fuck away.
Let's just abandon right now.
Oh no, if I was doing that, I'd be like, well, that's all the time we got for tonight. I'd shut you all up.
I don't
You know
have
it's
a
not gay.
So Evie,
not
I don't
gay
have
if you're-
I don't have a problem with gay people. My daughter's gay.
I know.
Gamers is no. I'm talking
we
to
know.
Evie. But Evie doesn't know. I'm talking to Evie.
Evie knows. He's been here before. He's been to multiple of the streams.
Yeah.
No,
So,
he,
yeah, I don't-
That's why Evie's so
Everybody
good at
knows.
trolling you, because he knows
Yeah.
all your triggers.
right, exactly. No, we all know you, Sin. Don't worry. We're just messing with you.
Yeah,
You know
that's
it's
the
not-
paradox. It's not gay if you're wearing socks, but if you're wearing long socks, they turn into stockings, so then it's double gay.
Trans girls are one thing. I'd be cool with that. But I'm just not attracted to dudes. Shut up.
I thought he was some 50-year-old virgin. Oh, wow. Well, I mean...
30-year-old wizard. Ah, I love you guys.
I'm
This is
terrified to know what
perfect.
they think of me.
I don't think anybody has anything bad to say about you, Raz.
Nah.
Sin, I'm sorry you appear to have created a cosmology background around yourself. I'm not sure how.
Yeah, I don't,
It just
I don't
happened
fucking
one
know.
day.
I don't fucking know.
Sin's just keeping quiet, and actually, he's just writing down a hit list as we speak. It's like, how do you spell...
No, I'm not, because were I to do something violent towards anybody who has a different lifestyle choice, then they would say that's a hate crime. And I don't hate gay people because my
It's a
daughter's one.
joke.
That's only if you do it yourself.
I know that. I absolutely know that. But I'm just trying to explain myself. Well, I'm being quiet because I'm thinking.
I don't know if his mic cut out or there really was just that long of a pause between him finishing
Oh,
that
no.
sentence.
I'm getting truth or dared. All
Oh,
right,
no.
Slime Boy, let's hear it.
I like how we say the two new guys. There aren't any new guys here.
What? Yeah. What two new guys?
If anything, I'm the
You-
fourth
you-
oldest member of the crew.
Evie, you've met everyone in here before. You've met. Sin was in the last stream that you watched, and so was Rasklin, and so was no. You've met everybody. There's nobody new except for Slime Boy, and you know Slime Boy.
And I'm usually used to truth or dare being you hear the statement, and then you decide whether you want to tell the truth about it or then dare.
Well, so Evie, what I would tell you, in regard to, is if your parents really love you, they don't give a shit. I don't fucking care that with my daughter, I don't care. I want her to be happy and healthy and all that kind of bullshit. I don't fucking care, who she decides. Matter of fact, I'm glad my daughter's a lesbian, to be honest with you.
No, he's saying it's Evie saying he still hasn't told his parents that he's gay because
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
his parents would
I'm
beat
just-
him.
Yeah.
It'll be kind of hard to know Stu's game review in here since he's not in here.
But Slime Boys, if you're still typing, truth.
I feel like we're about to get a encyclopedia.
You gotta tell us an embarrassing story or dare to call a family member and say you love them. What?
Another embarrassing story and this one does not involve a tube top dress. Okay. Ooh, I've got to narrow it down here.
I was about to say, another embarrassing story. You mean his life?
Whoa! Okay.
Oh, come on. My life is Hollywood comedic gold.
See, there's a difference. If I say that in regards to you or Sin Gamers, it's probably me being snarky. But Raz knows that no, just a fact.
Damn it, I'm really having trouble narrowing down my embarrassing stories.
What's the most recent one that made you laugh for more than 3 minutes?
Okay, so I'm picking up a buddy. This is in 2014. And this did make me laugh. I'm looking all over O'Hare for his airline. He's flown in from Florida, from Tampa.
You know what?
Airline
I'm
probably
so
knows
glad I started this story thinking picking up a bunny.
I like rabbits.
So I'm looking all over O'Hare because my friend is insisting, no, it's here. This is the thing. I said, you sure you're not at Midway? But I go with it. And so I asked a bunch of people there where the airline is because I've finally broken down and asked for directions, which I'm not likely to do as a person who pizza drove for nearly 2 decades. And it's about that point I'm told that you're at the wrong airport by a whole group of people at once in unison. I put the phone back up to my head, and I'm already calling my friend, and I say, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're at Midway. He says, no, there's no way I'm at Midway. Talks to someone in the background. So, I'm at Midway. I'm like, all right, I'll be right over.
All right, and I'm back.
Hello.
Welcome back. Come on.
But is he welcome?
It doesn't matter.
It's his show.
Exactly. Oh.
I love how we all just shut up as soon as all of them comes back. Like,
I think we've all...
we just steered this place into degeneracy, and then Olaf's back, and we're like, yeah. So,
That's
about
why I
the
said,
weather-
are we sure he's welcome?
About the weather today.
I mean, I know my embarrassing story is now recorded for all time.
Yes.
Which one?
The one where I was picking up Adam from the airport. Not lives in town, Adam. Lives in Tampa, Adam.
Ah, okay. I was gonna say, you have a few different embarrassing stories.
Yeah, we went over that too.
I mean, the tube top dress has already come up once tonight.
True.
I think the only embarrassing story I have in regards to anything be that the fact that I don't know, have any of you ever drank Everclear?
It was popular when I was in middle school, but no, I never drank it.
I don't think I've ever had it. No.
I spent a good evening. Well, I don't know if it's an evening, but whatever. Sucking on my best friend's little sister's toes. Because I was fucking blitzed. I drank Everclear. So you mix Everclear with like a packet of like orange or grape Kool-Aid. and then you mix in a bottle of like a 2 or 3 liter of either grape or orange, matching the Kool-Aid, and it makes an alcohol called Spoli, is what I was told. It's the drink. Yes, little sister, not little sister like she wasn't. It wasn't illegal.
No, just yeah.
Just my best friend's little sister. So she was a couple of years younger than him. Yeah, I spent the night with her toes in my mouth, sucking on her toes. I have no fucking idea why I wanted to do that.
Officer, he went that way. I'm sorry.
No, we were all fucked up. So I wasn't the only one that was making bad choices or weird choices or whatever. However you want to look at it, I wasn't the only one making weird choices. I didn't try to do any. No, I don't have a foot fetish either. That's the weird thing. I just wanted to suck on her toes. I don't know why, but yeah, like all fucking night. And she liked it.
Can I ask how many drinks were involved before this?
Oh,
It was
Jesus
Everclear. If he
Everclear,
sniffed
man.
Everclear, he was probably drunk enough to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Everclear. Yeah. I mean,
I feel like gamers isn't quite sure what Everclear is, and we need to clarify, but I'm not sure the best way to describe it.
Everclear is like 120 proof.
It's 99%,
Okay.
so yeah, it's like 140 proof vodka.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
It's basically you're drinking paint thinner.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
it's almost pure alcohol.
Yeah.
It's,
No, Slime Boy, I in all honesty, I wanted to suck on her toes. I don't know why I wanted to suck on her toes because I don't have a foot fetish. There are other parts of her body I would have gladly put my mouth on, but this is my best friend's little sister.
You know, you really don't need to keep adding the little part.
Well, younger sister. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
You don't even need to clarify younger, just best friend sister
Okay.
would suffice.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
There's
Whatever.
a such thing as being too specific.
Now, an interesting thing that kind of ties back to something that me and Caden kind of talked about on the Discord server. The Thunderbird wine. Apparently, that came around because liquor stores in the around Skid Row, that Ernest Gallo went to, had packets of Kool-Aid sitting next to this cheap sweet port. Apparently,
Little piggies.
that was the thing. It was just like, they're like, oh hey, grab a bottle of wine, grab a packet of Kool-Aid, mix them together, boom, there's your drink. That's how Thunderbird came up. It was, it's one of those. I guess I kind of get it these days, but it's like, I never really thought of like Kool-Aid and like wine, or Kool-Aid and just adding Kool-Aid to just alcohol.
Yeah. It'll do the trick. I goddamn guarantee that shit. It will wipe your fucking hard drive.
Oh, Everclear will do that, no problem. That's the type of alcohol you do not. If you're drinking a shot of it, you do not inhale.
No, definitely not.
No.
Or so you'll end up sucking on little sister's toes.
No, if you inhale, it can actually suffocate you, because your lungs will your lungs it vaporizes.
Burns them with the fuse.
It vaporizes so quickly that, yeah, it's legitimately extremely dangerous. Kool-Aid, vodka, and gummy bears. Oh, ooh.
Last time I had anything mixed with gummy bears was at a Christmas party, and they didn't so much mix the alcohol with gummy bears so much as they took a 5-gallon Tupperware tub and then filled it with rum, and then dropped gummy bears into it and let it soak for 24 hours.
Commendable choice. Rum, that is.
Yeah, but the fact that they didn't let it actually soak in properly.
So Gamers Grotto, gotta ask, how excited are you for Monday?
What's Monday?
Return to Monkey Island. Return to Monkey Island drops.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'll probably get it at some point. It's not on the top of my list, but I'm sure you'll live stream it on Monday, so I'll watch it. Because I'm assuming you're gonna live stream it.
Yes.
Right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Already pre-purchased it, so it's like, yep.
I'm excited that I guess that it has the original voice cast coming back and everything, so that's pretty cool. I guess I need to see some of it before I make an opinion, because there's been a lot of smack talk about it, especially Ron Gilbert's getting the brunt of the attack constantly from fanboys who say, oh, the animation sucks, blah, 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 blah. I'm not one of those. I'm just stating that a lot of people have been saying really negative stuff about the game, even before its release.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, I'm going to withhold my opinion until I actually see it in gameplay. So I'll watch your stream on Monday and I'll form a basis off of that, decide if I want to get it myself or not.
Oh, look, he's awake.
Do what?
Oh, nothing. My phone just went off. My boyfriend's awake.
Ah, okay. I'm like,
We've been sitting here for like the last 2 hours. Like, is he awake?
See, I'm interested to see what all they bring into it, because it's like it's the first time Ron Gilbert's been really involved since Monkey Island 2.
Yeah, he. You think you all will update the photo for the stream anytime soon? What's wrong with the photo? The photo's fine.
Oh yeah, well yeah. The photo that we're using here hasn't really been updated in a while. I will admit that the problem is I need to get a good shot from Gamers Grotto as far as something that I can put into some sort of a conglomeration, kind of like I did with Caden and the
Yeah, I think we're just gonna use Fur Caden in a future splash screen.
All I'm gonna say is if you leave the goddamn maple leaf on my forehead and shit like that, you and me are gonna have words all on.
Oh, come on!
It has to stay, man. It has
All right,
to stay.
so in other words, we're going to get you an actual picture, but then we're going to just brand the maple leaf on your forehead, right?
Yeah, just like every other Canadian. No.
So we actually have to take a trip to Canada and actually brand your forehead and then take the picture.
I'll pay for it.
I'll be
Jesus Christ.
Everybody get their passports ready.
Yeah.
You don't need a passport to go to Canada, do you?
Yes.
Actually, yes, you do.
Yep.
Well, because I went to Canada as a kid. That's why I was saying.
Yes, but this is the 2010s, and they hate us now.
Yeah.
What?
Fuck 'em.
Okay, that's not true at all.
The only place in Canada I want to go is to Regina.
Well, I'll take you
is
up on that, Slime.
Is that because
Do
it
it.
rhymes with vagina? Is that literally the only reason?
No, because Ryan Reynolds said it.
Oh, okay. All right.
You savage.
I don't know. It's you. I don't know. Maybe you were going there because it like rhymes with vagina. I don't know.
Hey, gamers, I'm taking Slime up on his offer.
What? Artist, I'll draw his face on a moose. Jesus fucking Christ, no.
Oh, come on. Why
Fine,
not?
we gotta see that shit.
No, we don't. We definitely
Yes,
do
yes.
not.
we do.
No.
It is a moral imperative now.
Well, then,
You know what?
if
It's
that's
not
the
even
case,
like you
if
can
that's
say, "Oh, well, you don't know what I look like," because you could
If-
just use this channel
if
picture.
if that's the case, then we need Slime Boy to also redraw Sin as a bottle of Jack Daniels.
I don't drink Jack
What do you
Daniels.
mean
you
redraw?
fuck. There's a big
Fucking-
goddamn difference.
Whatever you fucking drink, fucking 100% vodka, whatever the fuck.
I generally drink
the
rum,
sucking
thank you.
on toes.
We
the
all
sucking
know
on,
that Sin just does
the
Jello
sucking
shots.
on the sucking on toes formula.
No, I haven't drank Everclear since then.
He does Jello shots. Come on now.
I don't do Jello shots either. I'm not a chick at a bar, for fuck's sake.
Are we
I
sure?
drink margaritas. Do I sound like a chick at a bar?
Well, you did just say that you were drinking margaritas.
Well, I mean,
What is wrong with margaritas? It's rum.
You've also been flirting with gamers all night, so
I have not been flirting with gamers all night. You shitbag. God damn it, Caden. You know, of all the people I thought would not give me shit for stupid stuff, you were one of them.
hold on. Whoa!
Apparently,
Stop right there. Stop right there. What in all of our history made you think that I would not give you shit for anything?
Because we had a mutual respect thing going.
That's how I show respect to people, is by giving them shit.
Okay. Oh, okay. You fucking pedophile.
What?
I don't know. I have no idea. It was an insult. Shut up. Leave me
You
alone.
also can't insult me because I've literally given you no ammunition.
Sorry. This is another interesting stream tonight for sure. This is I'm glad I came in for this one.
Of course it's interesting. I made my triumphant return.
Exactly.
well, both you and Sin. I mean, both of you been
Yep.
like super busy lately, so you know it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10-hour days get to me.
Oh yeah.
Understandable.
I would do 10-hour days, but thankfully I can just leave once the volunteers get in the kitchen.
Well, so because I'm diabetic, I have FMLA. So FMLA is great because I don't get penalized for missing work, but I don't get paid either.
What is
So
that FMLA? What does that stand for? Fuck my life, asshole.
Well,
Family
not
Medical
far.
Leave Act.
Yeah, it's Family Medical Leave Act. So basically, if you need to take time off for a doctor's appointment, or if you need to take time off to care for somebody, for a family member who has a medical condition, your job can't fire you as long as
Fair.
your doctor, your doctor or their doctor fills out the paperwork. Your job can't fire you for it. They don't have to
Okay.
pay you for it, but
So a little further upon that. So I take medication for my diabetes. A lot of times that the medication that I take makes me feel like shit.
Mhm.
It either causes me to have to piss constantly or other things. So
Fair.
I can basically take off a week a month. So 5 days
Mhm.
because of my health issues.
Fair. Understandable.
yeah, my dad had to use it back in the day. Basically, every time he went in for his monthly cancer treatment, for that, it was the day after was always the worst for him, and he's like, no, just.
Yeah.
So pretty much once they scheduled the next appointment, he's already filing in and putting in all the paperwork and like, yep, this is the day I'm gonna take off, guys. So deal with it.
I generally burn my hours up, my FMLA, the first week of each month. Partially because I work with the public. These fucking people make me insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Working with the general public will always do that to you. Doesn't matter who you are. Customer relations is always fun.
Well, and the funny thing is, despite what everyone may have misconstrued about me, I like helping people,
Yeah.
but I can only take so much of people.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that's-
No, I mean, I think
that's a
humanity can only take so much.
Precursor, because I've been doing this, working with the public directly, like either with face to face or
Yeah.
over the phone for the past 25 years. I am honestly surprised I'm not batshit crazy in a room hugging myself with a coat.
Why with a coat? What? All right.
Straight
Okay.
jacket. The straight jacket, man.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now I see. Yeah.
And I've just seen.
I was thinking
something
like
I
a
don't want
winter
to.
coat or something. All right.
It's cold
yeah.
in them asylums, man.
I mean,
I have no
they
idea.
don't- what the fuck asylum are you going to? Arkham? What the?
So speaking of things that will drive you all crazy,
Oh no.
D&D is now releasing a vinyl album called Spelljammers or Spelljams. It's
I'll
the
pass.
vinyl countdown. Oh gods.
I'll
the
pass.
The vinyl countdown. Jesus.
See,
fucking Christ.
now I can't complain too much because years ago, when White Wolf was doing their Kickstarters, and they asked for suggestions of what should be a tier reward, I said, give us soundtracks. You used to give us stuff like music from the Succubus Club. Please give us something like that. And instead of that from White Wolf, I'm getting Spelljams for my D&D, and I am disappointed.
So, Ras, if you could be so kind, because you are clearly the master when it comes to Vampire the Masquerade.
Shoot.
If you could drop something in the chat in regards to Bastet.
Oh, yes. Give me a sec. I'd load up my books from each edition if I could, but let me see what I can do in the meantime.
I would greatly appreciate that.
I'll
Slime
have
Boy
it in
says-
general in a moment.
Slime Boy says counterspell. Now they can't do it. Bam.
I have a friend who decided she wants to be a Toreador, and I am going to be her bodyguard. Originally, I was going to be a Brujah, but I don't want to be a Brujah. I decided I want to be a Bastet.
Is that for D&D or for Second Life?
It's for
It's
Second
for
Life.
Vampire
Yeah.
the Masquerade.
Fair.
Keep up, keep up.
No.
It
I'm
is
talking
actually for Second Life, though. That's
Yeah.
where we're going to be doing
Yeah.
It's
that's
from
what
it's from.
No, I know what it's from. I said, what's it for? I didn't say what it's from.
No, I
know
was
what it's
I
from.
no, it was
He was clarifying to me.
yeah, it was
Oh,
clarify
yeah.
for Caden.
It's okay, everybody.
it's
Okay,
late. Leave us alone.
I'm
Everybody
getting you
just
Some of us
two
are still
links.
sober.
Groovy.
Okay, this first link here is to the most recent version, revised for the 20th anniversary. You'll need a Scribed account, but I will let you read the full book. If you don't have a Scribed account, I honestly recommend them. 3 free books a month.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's at the no-cost version. I used to be a subscriber to their full version, but unfortunately that now honestly costs more than Disney Plus.
Yeah, mostly I was just looking for just some base information to kind of so I could use it to flavor my RP and such.
That will give you the base information plus stats in the most revised recent version.
Yeah, stats won't really matter. It's
Fair.
more all just verbal nonsense.
They're frames of reference. I mean, if you ever want me to explain the stats differences, and oh gods, I have them both memorized between a Toreador and a Bastet, I can do that.
I figured you could.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you, because you would be the person that I would talk to about Vampire.
And Werewolf the Apocalypse.
I was gonna say, Rasklin really kind
Well-
of has like most of the tabletop games. Like, I won't say memorized, but damn near it.
It helps to ingrain rules in your head when you keep converting things from rule systems back and forth. Again, if anyone ever wants it for 3rd edition D&D, I have a complete translation I made of Vampire the Masquerade. So yes, your old Zimiche pack of Sabbat can go to Barovia and have a feud with Strahd. Why not?
There were words in that sentence.
You can't prove that.
But I can. Damn it.
You know, this makes me think back to the other day when I was asked to help somebody, aka be mafia-style bodyguard muscle for a coworker. And I couldn't help but notice that the guy we were checking out struck me as weird because of the fact that he randomly drops the word absconded into a sentence.
Is it the fact that so what's weird about it? Is that he didn't appear to be smart enough to use absconded? Or
Okay, so I work at a
the fact that he
homeless
used
shelter.
absconded? Sure.
Okay. This guy is... And I can speak about this because my NDA only covers clients.
Well,
This
you're
guy
not
shows
telling
up...
us anything in particular anyhow.
Yeah, he's asking for shelter, and then the coworker's like, I don't feel like... Something about him is sketch. So I just want someone to go out with me in case he tries something. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. So I go out, and like we all agree that the first thing you notice is that this guy is way too calm and collected. Like, he's asking for shelter, but he's sitting here, and he's acting like he's asking you for a cup of sugar. He's just very smooth and like very calm. I said, the way I phrased it was, something about him is way too practiced. It was like he was reading off a teleprompter. And he's going on about what happened, and he starts out with like, me and my wife were married for blah 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 years, like 38 years or something. And she was very physically, or not physically, he just said she was abusive. And that he had a protection order against him, and I was like, well, that doesn't make sense, first off. And he's going on about how the last 10 years he's been waiting for the kids to come of age, and they finally did, and he's like, so then she filed for an absolute divorce, and she cleaned me out, she took all my money, absconded with everything in my accounts. It's like, absconded? Who the hell just drops absconded in a casual conversation? Like, I'm dating an English major, and I've never heard that word just dropped in a casual conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I have used that word.
I'll have you
A
know
few
that there's a woman that I work with who has absconded with my heart.
But yeah, I mean,
You shouldn't have left it in the cooler.
I would have said the blender, but yeah, okay.
But yeah,
no,
I mean,
she shouldn't have sent me nudes.
it's
That's
it's
That's
one of
absconding
those,
with your dick.
it is one of those things, it is one of those things where in a situation like that, yeah, it's a little Now, as far as the protection order, I actually, a friend of mine, actually when his girlfriend broke up with him and stuff, she would they broke up, she would text him like 20 times a day, like all in a row. She was absolutely fucking batshit insane. She was stalking him. And he's like, he went in to try and get a protection order against her, and she's like, no, I should be the one getting the protection order because he knows martial arts. And the judge agreed with her that if anybody should get a protection order, it should be her getting the protection order. So, I mean, it's not that far-fetched for somebody who is the victim having a protection order placed against them, especially.
The thing that stood out the
especially as
most to
male.
me, honestly, was the fact that, you go near people and you get a vibe from them. Like, you always get that Am I gonna like this person? Is there a negative vibe? Is there a positive vibe? This guy, nothing.
Yeah.
Like, there was no vibe. There was no air of negativity. There was no hesitation. There was no something's making me feel weird. It was like I was standing by myself. And I was like, that makes me a bit iffy.
Yeah.
And that's a vibe.
Yeah, I could see that being like, yeah, just kind of like a situation of, oh, hey, you know, yeah, it's there's something very, very, very off, almost kind of like I guess I would say it as this is somebody who knows all the right things to say and knows how to play the system to get what he wants.
He was going on about his job and about how it wouldn't be so hard for him to find employment because he was a certified automotive technician and blah 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 blah. I was like, yeah, okay, even if you were in the automotive industry, you probably started out in sales, which means you're probably slick as shit, but something tells me that this story is not the way you tell it. Like,
Yeah.
I have a feeling he reversed the story.
My gut reaction would be, okay, this is somebody, just from what you said, it would be, this is somebody who knows how to game the system and knows what to say in order to get the help that he wants or to get something that he wants. Like, I know somebody who only worked for cash because he knew that he could still he could be on welfare if his bank account was less than a certain amount on a consistent basis. So he always took cash rather than a check, specifically so that he could stay on welfare, could still get food stamps and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, you're playing the system even though you don't need the system. There's a lot of people that are there's a disturbingly lot of people that are like, oh yeah, we know exactly how the system works. We know exactly what to say in order to, well, you can't really check up on it. You can't really, this is what you want to hear. This is what you need to hear in order for you to give me something, type of thing. And yeah, those are always the worst. Those are always the worst fucking people.
Such a cheerful night tonight, isn't it?
I think everyone just relived some memories they didn't want to.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, as I was recounting that, I'm like, ooh, this is probably gonna cause a little bit of a flashback for Ras.
Yeah, I've had people who've crashed and also contract-bound tenants who just pull things, and it's like, for me, it's like, why would you pull something on someone who can basically make your life hell in revenge with practically the legal equivalent of a thought? The answer is a lot of people
are stupid.
Well, a lot of people are sociopaths. Sociopaths are narcissists, and narcissists tend to think that they're invincible because they think they're smarter than everyone around them. We hear it's an overused phrase, but I swear to the gods, I run into too damn many of them.
I dated some of them in the past.
I am one.
Okay.
I can't really argue with that. I'm like, I'm sitting there. I'm like, well, not really. Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Then you start looking at the behaviors and everything, and you're like, oh,
yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
to be fair, you could be a psychopath, and the weird thing is, I can get along with a psychopath.
Nope. I already discussed that with one of my psych professors. The main difference between me and a psychopath is the fact that a psychopath cannot understand the emotions or cannot feel the emotions properly. I can, but I also can and do choose to ignore them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, yeah, the big difference I always heard was, you know, a psychopath doesn't necessarily understand right and wrong. A sociopath understands, just doesn't care. Just
As
kind
I've
of like,
always-
Ah, so the real world equivalent to chaotic neutral.
The thing
Oh
I've
no,
always
it's not
learned
equivalent. It really is just chaotic neutral.
or chaotic evil in some cases. The thing I've always been told is that they're both antisocial personality disorder. The psychopath is literally born with the chemical imbalance. The sociopath just gets there somehow. Possibly chemical, possibly just, rationalization, trauma, etc.
Yeah.
The psychopath, therefore, is more equipped to deal with the situation with life because, quite frankly, they've been dealing with it all their life. Whereas most sociopaths, unless they became one as a child, probably not.
But that's also why sociopaths are so much harder to discover. Because the psychopath is like that throughout their life. It's very hard for them to change their behaviors. Whereas sociopath learns and adapts and blends in.
I would say the psychopath learned and adapted and blended in because they've had to their entire life.
There's still behaviors that tip them off.
yeah,
There are ticks.
yeah.
And for me, I'd swear I've met both, and I swear they are different ticks.
Oh, there are.
Yeah, from what I've always had the always kind of heard and seen is kind of the idea of a sociopath will actually a sociopath knows all the right answers. They know what people need to hear. So they say what people need to hear. Whether it's true or not is immaterial. It's all about, hey, this is what you want to hear. This is what you need to hear. If I say this, you can't turn away. You can't reject me. Therefore, boom, here you go. This is what I'm going to tell you.
We are Cheshire cats, but only when it benefits us.
Which is probably why you didn't feel like that. Which is probably why, with the individual that you were talking about, you kind of felt like there wasn't anybody there. It was the same type thing. It was, you were facing somebody, you were dealing with somebody who really kind of was also a sociopath. It was, again, telling you all the things that you need to hear, all the things that you technically say, okay, you check all the boxes.
Yeah, that's why we have redundancies in place.
Yeah, it's like, we technically, legally speaking, we can't turn you away, but because you've said all the right things, but yeah, you still get that bad feeling, and it's like,
Actually, legally speaking, even if he said all the right things, we can still turn him away. Because we also still have to look into his history, and if there's any criminal charges, blah, 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 blah.
yeah.
I'm probably going to head out, gentlemen. Have a wonderful evening, all of you, and it was nice speaking to you all again.
Likewise.
Yeah, for sure. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Always
Take
a
care.
pleasure.
Have a good weekend.
Toodles, gamers.
Take care.
But yeah, it's yeah, the it's always interesting. It's always interesting with the differences with psychological issues like that and psychological makeups, and it's just kind of like, I've always found that interesting, mostly because it's like I always try and understand the person. It's like, with some people, it's like there's not really that much to understand. It's like, can you really understand somebody who's basically just trying to tell you all the things you want to hear? Like, I know at least two of you have have dealt with the same person that I have that literally will try and tell you exactly what you want to hear to get what they want out of you.
Yeah, the problem is he sucks.
Oh, I
at
think I know who you're talking about there. Oh my fucking god.
it. The problem is he sucks at it.
Yeah. but he's got such a high IQ.
And he's so good, nobody ever knows that it's him behind all those sock puppets.
Yeah, right. Oh my god. The number of people that are like, oh, so yeah, it's this.
So
It's the one thing I always said is that, okay, sure, have your sock puppets, but the problem is your giveaway is your fucking ego. Because even when you're telling me everything I want to hear, trying to get me on your side, you inevitably twist it so it's all about you.
Yep.
Yep.
So, with that stated, I will tell you that I've been in contact with a certain person who has taken over your old position, Ollamh, and they're
Okay.
looking for a way out.
Not surprising.
The way out is easy. You walk the fuck out.
Well, what they're looking for is a way out where they can have their own space. So right now, because of the position that they hold, they're getting, free rent, room and board, that kind of thing. They want to find that, not necessarily find that, but they want to find a place where they can go on their own and make their own.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only got a friend's place that I'm crashing at for free right now.
Yeah.
We got
Well-
plenty of space, but yeah, we're not renting out anything right now.
I've got so where I live, there are multiple spots that are open. I tried to guide them to, become one of my neighbors. I mean, I'm not going to bother you. And, you'll have a friendly face if you need some help or anything like that. I'm, just 2 parcels away, essentially, that kind of thing. But we'll see how it comes. Yeah, my deciding factor in regards to all of whether I was going to go back to any of that madness was when the person that I respected, aside from present company, the person I respected most said, fuck it. I was done. Wasn't going to go back. Didn't care.
Oh, see, that wasn't just that was past my tipping point, but that also gave me a second tipping point when the person we were talking about tried to flip that on me.
Yeah.
That was great.
So the person that I'm referring to was the former head of the faction that I belong to.
Mm-hmm.
And I respected them greatly.
Yeah.
Because when I was out of line, they didn't drop on me like a hammer, but they talked to me and explained to me what I did wrong.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, you're bad and dumb, blah.
When they step down, and I've heard this from multiple people, when they step down, the leaders meeting that they step down in, the person we're speaking of immediately flipped it as I must have gotten to them and tempted them away, because there was no other way that they would ever turn on them.
God. Yeah. Yeah.
This person was the most unassuming. So if we're talking about the same person, this is the person who's the most unassuming
Okay, hold on.
in the entire fucking sim.
The person we are speaking of, the person we respect, is Lori.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, Lori. Yeah, sorry.
When she left, she left during a leaders meeting, and the person that we are referring to that we don't like immediately told everybody else that Lori didn't leave of her own accord, but that I had gotten to her and tempted her away because she would never leave on her own accord.
I never heard that. That was never expressed to me. It was so soon as the Spider Queen left, I was like, fuck it. There's no reason for me to come back. Most of the Spider Queen's retinue left. One of them has went back, but they don't hold any allegiance to G-Land.
No, it sounds like
I'm not going to mention any names.
No, I'm going through the people I know still there because I have told everybody associated with it, just like, stop sending me messages, stop telling me about it. I don't care. I still get like 30 a week.
Okay, so just for the podcast, we're coming up on 3 hours. That's about where I want to cap things.
Yeah.
Off. As far as everything goes, more than happy to talk it over with you guys afterwards.
Sure.
But yeah, I think like I said, I think 3 hours. I think about 3 hours is about the best point for a podcast. So, does anybody have anything else that they want to bring up in particular? Anything that they're doing, anything that's coming up, or anything like that?
Nothing I can think of except my dog is barking like crazy, so I'm gonna go check on her. I'll catch you all later.
Yeah, nothing that I
Russ.
can think of because I haven't started my motivational work yet.
All right. Yeah. And Sin, I know you
I'm
don't.
staying in chat. Yeah, I'm staying in chat because
Yeah.
I want to talk to you folks because I miss you fuckers.
No problem. All right. Well, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and just mute the audio for the chat here, the voice chat, so that I can do my outro. So as always, thank you guys.
And stay tuned.
That's coming up. All right. So as always, thank you guys very much for watching. Whether you're listening live or watching after the fact, greatly appreciated. If you like the podcast, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new here, don't forget to press the subscribe button. If you want to keep up to date of when we go live and stuff like that, make sure to ring the bell. But also check out the social media links down below, the Facebook page and the Twitter account where I always make sure to post when we go live, and the Discord server where we talk about all kinds of stuff outside of live videos and stuff like that. All of that so that you can stay tuned for more from Ollamh Productions. Cheerio!